And meanwhile, on the other side, Jay Billis, your key for Kansas State will be taking care of the rock.
Yeah, Kansas State turns it over about 15 times a game, 16 times over the last 5 games. They've also fouled too much. They are putting their opponents at the line. The last 5 games, 130 free throw attempts by their opponents. They've got to play good defense without fouling and take care of the ball so that Kansas can play ahead of the Kansas State defense.
Colbert jumps for Kansas State, Dickinson for Kansas, and it ends up with Kansas State. This is Tyler Perry, and the Wildcats with it. This place should be loud. Last year in overtime, Kansas State able to pick up a win. Kick out, Cam Carter.
That is a big bucket for Kansas State. The Wildcats have gotten off to some very slow starts over the last 4 games, and they're 0-4 during that period. So making a bucket early has to make them feel a lot better.
Colbert rejects Dickinson, back the other way, and it's Perry. Perry, the transfer from North Texas. Kansas State coming off 4 straight losses, including one Saturday at Oklahoma State.
Well, that was a rough one. They trailed basically the whole game.
Feed inside, Adams is fouled and won, and KJ Adams will go to the line.
Tyler Perry had to switch out onto KJ Adams, and Perry just 5'11", and there's no way trying to get around in front, but you can just throw over the top. There's not enough pressure on the ball to take away vision. Forget it. That's going to be a bucket and a foul.
KJ Adams, a season ago, won Most Improved Player in the conference. Can you win it 2 straight years? Because he continues to get better.
Yeah, if you can win it, he's got a great opportunity. And over the last 2 games, he's averaging 13 points, close to 7 assists, 11 of 12 from the field. He was great, I thought, against Houston. He had 7 assists and 10 points against the Cougars.
3-3 here in the early going. Perry was looking for Colbert, finds it, kick out Carter.
Cam Carter is the leading scorer for this Wildcats team, averaging 16 a game. Only had 5 points, 2 of 12 against Oklahoma, so him getting off to a quick start is a good sign.
A travel and a turnover. Jerome Tank's 2nd season as head coach at Kansas State. 19 years as Scott Drew's assistant at Baylor, was part of that group that won the national title in 2021. Last year took them all the way to the Elite 8.
Yeah, Jerome Tang was a high school coach before Scott Drew hired him at Baylor. And he's done a terrific job here at Kansas State. That team last year, just a couple of buckets away from going to a Final Four.
Kaluma looking for some space. Shot clock is under 10. Perry with the bigger Adams on him. Now Dickinson pops out. Deep 3. And fight for the loose ball. Out of bounds. It'll be Kansas State basketball.
Jarrell Colbert's done a good job protecting the rim on the defensive end, and he goes hard to the offensive glass as well.
Good win for Bill Self's group on Saturday at home. They carved up a really good Houston team. Inside Carter. Looked like that shot was blocked. And here's McCuller now. Furphy. And that's off the mark. 1 and done.
He had to let that go quickly. Pretty good pressure in transition defense to get back and challenge that 3 from the corner.
Perry with Furphy in his face. Dickinson tips. Kaluma rebound. No, they wave it off. It'll go the other way.
They called it on Colbert.
Jarrell Colbert, Tony Padilla on the call.
It's he and Dickinson. And I don't see how that's a foul on Colbert. Dickinson was on top of his shoulder there. It's a difficult call
on the floor.
I wonder if they're looking for a hook and hold.
So as they talk this one over with Colbert and Dickinson getting tied up.
All right, the play under review has been upgraded to a flagrant 1 foul. Kansas will shoot 2 shots.
Pitt handled that nicely. So no basket, and it will be upgraded to the flagrant. And you ID'd it after we looked at the replay of the hook and hold.
Well, it's interesting. A similar thing happened in the game with Duke and North Carolina. Up top, it looked like it would be a foul on Dickinson, but the action was going on underneath. Now watch Colbert underneath. Then he puts his arm and hooks. You know, and you remember a few years ago, we had hook and hold calls and reviews every single game. But it seems like it's creeping back in a little bit.
Dickinson gets the second. Kansas within 2 in the Jayhawks basketball. Just getting started here from Manhattan. John Shambi, Jay Billis, and Chris Putton.
Kansas State is a solid defensive team.
McCuller off the feed from Dickinson. Off the back window, or back iron, I should say, and then out of bounds. And it'll be Kansas State ball.
The challenge for the Kansas State defense is this is an excellent cutting and passing team in Kansas. Kansas assists on 70% of their field goals, which is an absurd number. You don't hear that very often. But what Kansas will try to do is put the ball on the deck at times and force help. And they play off of it so well. Their system is designed to attack help, and they do it as well as any team in the country.
That is #1 in the country, by the way, in terms of assisting on made field goals at 70%. Harris, a little hesitation.
Good pass.
Adams to McCuller, who drills a 3.
Running offense in the middle of the floor reduces that help because you got to come from such a long way in order to get there on that DeJuan Harris drive. But when he pitched it back to KJ Adams is an excellent passer out of those situations. That and the short roll, he just finds people.
Adams on defense here. They get Carter.
And
it's out of bounds. Kansas ball.
Adams and Kevin McCuller in that left corner.
Getting better as a passer. He has 77 assists this year. He had 80 his first 2 years combined. And a layup in that spot. Kansas leading at 9-6.
That long curl out of that wide pin down is really difficult to guard. Kansas State couldn't figure it out there. That's an easy bucket for Kansas.
Edey Ames penetrates inside, and the throwdown for McNair.
Will McNair started his career at New Mexico State. He actually played on that team that beat UConn when Teddy Allen scored 37 before he transferred to Mississippi State.
Harris. See if they get Kaluma going a little bit.
He had DeJuan Harris on him on the switch. Harris in front of him.
Ames knocks down a triple, and Kansas State with the lead.
Edey Ames is a lefty. That was his 10th 3 on the season. Only shoots 23% from 3, but took that with a lot of confidence.
Murphy lost the handle, got it back. Harris. Murphy the rebound, had it stripped away. Now Dickinson. His shot wouldn't fall.
Kansas getting multiple looks at it on the offensive end.
Swatted at, knocked away. Adams comes up with it. Now McCuller. And Harris flips it in.
And those are the turnover problems that Kansas State has been battling. Good result.
McNair up ahead of the pack in the jump.
Well, that's the way to get it back quickly. Get scored upon, then turn around and get a quick one in transition. Great rim run by Will McNair.
Adams for the free throw line. Got it.
If he hits that shot, how do you stop him? That's the short roll after that middle ball screen. So difficult to deal with, and there aren't that many guys that can make that catch and make a play. Oftentimes you try to roll to the rim.
McNair working on Dickinson. Shot clock under 10. Perry. McNair will try. And that shot short. Murphy has it.
Everything was on the left side of the floor for Kansas State. They never reversed the ball, never put any stress on the Kansas defense.
McCuller, the step back, short on that shot. Carter on the goal. Carter stepped through. Scoop wouldn't fall.
Oh, what a great play by Harris to bother him.
Loose ball. Kansas State comes up with it. Ames inside. Adams a rebound. Back and forth we go. Dickinson puts it in.
With both Harris and McCuller in transition defense, really doing a good job of distracting and bothering the ball handlers. They try to get to the basket. And Kansas State 0 of 2 there.
Kaluma picks up his dribble, swings it to Ames. Shot clock is at 5. Perry looking for something. Got to get something off here. And that rebound tipped. Eventually Murphy has it, and now Adams brings it up.
Kansas, we talk about their passing, their offense, but this is a good defensive team as well.
Cut to the basket. Nice find. Dickinson to McCuller.
Open side. A dribble at scenario, and Kevin McCuller just goes back door. Beautiful pass by Hunter Dickinson with that left hand. He's a lefty, but he's an excellent passer.
Kansas leading it by 4.
You notice I didn't say excellent passer for a big guy.
I did.
I hate that.
Inside, puts it in, no call. As he absorbed the contact.
A strong take by Ames.
Over 6 minutes without a stoppage.
Well, Ames just asked for a sub. There's got to be a whistle for a sub.
Dickinson hangs and hits.
Usually, Boog, you can pace yourself in 4-minute increments. But these guys have been going full blast for, what, 6 or 7 minutes.
Perry has it. Kansas State down by 4. And a travel. Timeout on the court. Kansas on the road.
Listen, we got to slow down. We got them right where they want them, but listen, we got to be able to relax, drag to the rim, get yourself a ball, get yourself a rebound. But to the point of, like, these guys been playing so much without a whistle. Hunter Dickinson was sitting not with his team and on the bench trying to catch his breath after that last bit.
Parker Brown kicks out to McCuller. McCuller with the shot clock winding down. Harris got to get it off. Puts it up. Shot wouldn't fall.
A solid defense by Kansas State, but a really good point by Chris Budden. I mean, you tell your team to go 100 miles an hour on defense, but you want to slow down a little bit on offense, give the defense a chance to make a mistake.
Kaluma knocks it down. We're looking at a 1-point game.
Arthur Kaluma shoots about 38% from 3, transferred in from Creighton, and he's a really talented player. Good defender. When he gets a rebound, he doesn't need to outlet it. He can just rip and run and start the Kansas State break.
Harris swings it. Elmarco Jackson. Jackson jumper way off the mark.
It's a terrible pass. He should have reversed it to KJ Adams.
And Cam Carter flips it off the glass and in. K-State with the lead.
Yeah, when you take a bad shot, which Elmarco Jackson just did, that's the first pass in your opponent's fast break. Now, that was a challenge shot when it should have just been a reversal pass.
Jackson goes baseline, puts it home off the glass. And a foul on Kansas. First foul of the game on Kansas. Breaking the action here at Bramlage. Cam Carter, the Wildcats, hanging in there. presented by Principal, and you see how he matches up with Hunter Dickinson as Colbert got fouled going to the rim quickly. What about Dickinson and comparing him to Edey?
Well, Hunter Dickinson's having a first-team All-America season. You know, he's averaging 19 points a game, 11.5 rebounds. He's blocking a shot and a half per game. He's worthy of National Player of the Year consideration. I just think Zach Edey's got that thing on his trophy case already, and somebody's gonna have to take it from him. Edey, yeah, he's 7'4", and people think, oh, he's just big. He's way more than big. He's a skilled player that has improved every year he's been under Matt Painter at Purdue. Kansas State doing a nice job with that little side pick and roll, and KJ Adams coming down from the top just to try to challenge Jarrell Colbert going to the bucket. That was he saved a bucket, but he had to foul him. There was not much choice there.
Colbert missing that free throw, the LSU transfer.
The Kansas has really cooled off from Saturday, haven't they? They're only shooting 50% in the first half.
Toss inside, and that one eludes Dickinson as Brown just let him a little too far.
He put too much air under it. You just want to try to throw over the top and let Dickinson hold that position and let the ball go over his head so he can grab it and score.
David Gasson is in the game. That one hit the ref, Tony Padilla. It'll stay K-State basketball 12 on the shot clock. Gasson didn't start. He came off the bench on Saturday for the first time this year, not starting in this one either.
And Colbert got his first start against Oklahoma State and started this one again. And Gasson is a really good rebounder, especially as an offensive rebounder. He averages close to 3 offensive rebounds a game, so you have to put a body on him every time a shot goes up.
Inside, that wouldn't fall for Kaluma. Gasson has it. And with the shot clock winding down, they got Furphy on the foul.
And that shot clock was winding down. Gasson with the offensive rebound, and Furphy trying to challenge it. But they're trying to take a look, see was the foul before the shot clock went off.
We're reviewing to make sure the foul occurred before the shot clock violation.
Here, Kip Kissinger saying exactly what his brother Jay Billis said.
Or whether there was a shot clock violation. Did he get it off in time?
Yep. It was cool.
Awesome. But how about the passing in this game, Poop? Kansas has 9 field goals and 8 assists, but they don't have the best assist percentage in the game. Kansas State, 8 field goals, 8 assists. That's pretty good.
Passing and dancing. Gasson misses the front end. Misses them both. And then Brown able to save it as that one went off the leg of Kaluma. It'll be Kansas basketball.
The 1-2, 1-1, 3/4 court pressure now for Kansas State. They can take a little time off the clock. They don't have to guard Kansas quite as long in the half court.
K-State 0 for 4 from the line. Nick Timberlake here, the transfer from Towson. Attempted feed inside, and Kansas State able to deflect. The chance to take the lead for the Wildcats.
That whole play by Kansas was set up to reverse the ball and get it into Hunter Dickinson on a duck in, but just they haven't made good passes.
Colbert finds Gasson. He gets fouled and he'll go to the line.
A really good cut by Gasson. Transferred in.
KJ Adams checks back in, as does Kevin McCuller.
So far, Kansas State's defense has been on point. I know Bill Self probably isn't happy with some of the passes that have been made into the post, but the Wildcats have defended very well.
Big offensive rebound. Gasson, Colbert, and now Kaluma. And Colbert, the offensive rebound, And he gets fouled. And that foul is on Adams. And that'll be his second, and immediately Dickinson will check back in.
But even if you can't grab it like Gasson, just keep it alive. Boy, Gasson's got to get under the basket. If Hunter Dickinson's going to help out on any sort of drag ball screen, he's got to get to the rim.
Shot clock winding down. Gasson. David Gasson gets that to fall, and K-State has the lead. Bramlage Coliseum here in Manhattan, the Sunflower Showdown. John Chambie, Jay Billis, and Chris Budden. McCuller. Shot is short, out of bounds. K-State basketball.
McCuller saying he got hit. I thought he got away with a walk.
K-State by 2.
Tyler Perry's been quiet in the first half, which is his norm. He scored 73% of his points in the second half.
Timberlake pulls down the missed shot, and Kansas the other way. McCuller spins, hangs, couldn't hit, but a foul underneath as Dickinson absorbed the contact.
Because of help, there was nobody really to lay a body on Hunter Dickinson, and Dickinson, a really good offensive rebounder, gets about 2.5 per game.
Dickinson, for his size, a guy that doesn't go to the free throw line a ton. Coming off 20 points and 8 rebounds in the win over Houston. Women's college basketball coming your way Thursday night, 6 Eastern at number 12 and number 15. Notre Dame and Louisville. That's coming your way at 6 Eastern Thursday. You're on ESPN.
That's a really good point you made on Hunter Dickinson at the free throw line. He at least shoots about 3 free throws per game. It's about what he shot at Michigan. But when he anchors himself in the low post, you'd think he'd be fouled more. That's got to be a goal of his down the stretch. You know, he's only made 1 of his last 15 threes. And he started out the season on fire, but I'm not sure that's all bad news because he can be dominant down in the low post. He's got such a great touch and great footwork.
Good free throw shooter. He's 72% from the line, so you know Bill Self would like to see him get there more frequently.
Kansas doing a pretty good job on ball screen action, that little step-up screen. They just put 2 on the ball, and that's a lot for Tyler Perry to have to pass through or around.
Cam Carter fires that 3 in and out. Dickinson to Furphy.
You really have to be up to the level of the ball because Cam Carter's going to look to be aggressive.
Adams feeds McCuller, had it knocked away, and it'll be Kansas basketball.
McCuller had Perry on him again. They threw over the top, and McCuller just brought the ball down enough for Perry to be able to knock it away.
Johnny Furphy here in this first half has been held scoreless as DeJuan Harris will check in and Timberlake will grab a seat. Kansas gone almost 4 minutes without a field goal. Harris to inbound.
Dickinson has Ames on him. They need to look into him.
Adams bullies his way to the basket. Couldn't convert. Now the other way, Ames. McNair, Brad quickly went to the basket and he got fouled.
Boy, what a nice move. It looked like it was just going to be a little handoff action around the top of the key. And McNair just faked it and kept it with that left-hand drive to the basket. Really smart play by Will McNair Jr.
So Dickinson picks up the foul. Adams and Dickinson both with 2 fouls.
It's been a pretty low foul first half, especially by Kansas State. Kansas State's been fouling a lot. They've only got 3.
Perry lost the handle. McCuller. Murphy up ahead.
That's a goaltender.
Score the goal.
I mean, those are the turnovers, Boog, that have really hurt Kansas State. You know, I wouldn't call that a forced turnover. It's just a mishandling of the ball. But that allows Kansas to get out in transition. You work so hard in the half court to limit the Jayhawks, and then you make a mistake like that, and they get a run out. Can't guard a run out.
5 ties, 7 lead changes in this one. McNair inside right hand, rounds it home.
He always wants to get to that left shoulder. And he took his time in one-on-one coverage in the post against Parker Brown. And that was a nice move.
Harris thought about it. Adams with the smaller Carter on him. Harris a wide open look and buries that one.
And when he gets those wide open looks, the last 4 games, he's only taken 8 threes, but he's hit 5 of them. And he torched Kentucky early in the season. John Calipari decided they weren't going to guard him at all out in the perimeter, and he had a great game.
Kaluma can't hit. Brown the rebound. Harris shoots 46% from 3. Lob up ahead. Adams got ahead of the pack, got great position.
And another ill-advised shot, I'd call it, from Arthur Kaluma. That just set up the break for Kansas.
Largest lead for Kansas. It is
Some poor passes. They clean that up. And I think Dickinson's going to have some easy baskets. A little floppy set right now for Edey Ames. But Kansas has done a pretty good job on the defensive end. It's just they need to clean up a few things offensively. Helped by Parker Brown on that action up top and recover.
That 3 short from Kaluma. And Kansas the other way, leading it by 5. Murphy with the basketball. Johnny Murphy so far in this one with just the 2 points.
This is an important 3-minute stretch for Kansas State. They can't let Kansas run away and hide here.
McCuller. He's able to feed it to Brown, who lost the handle. That's a big play. Back the other way. Perry gets it.
Boy, the miscue by Kansas when Parker Brown had an easy bucket and couldn't handle the ball leads to transition and an open 3 for Tyler Perry. Not Kansas's best scoring lineup out on the floor now.
Murphy, shot clock winding down, got to get it off. Perry into the paint, off the glass, and good, and we're tied.
Oh, what a beautiful play by Tyler Perry. Got Kevin McCuller on his back, couldn't stop the ball.
6 teams in this league ranked in the top 25. What did you think of Carolina over the weekend?
I was really impressed with Carolina's defense. And it's been a long time since, because their offense has always been so formidable, that the lead story was the Tar Heel defense. But their defense has been truly outstanding since they lost back-to-back to UConn and Kentucky.
Adams, shot clock winding down. KJ can't hit.
But Kansas cannot get a clean look in the half court. That's why Kansas State can't turn it over.
Kaluma looking for some help. Finds Carter with McCuller on him. McNair going to work inside. Good hands by McCuller, and they're going to end up getting Cam Carter on that foul.
Just the 4th team foul. Bill Self calling out the play right now for Kansas. They got to get some movement and something going toward the basket where they can draw help and play out of it.
Tied at 30 here in the first half. Harris gets into the paint off the glass, and Harris went down hard, but he is fouled. And they get that foul on McNair. It'll be 2 shots.
Contest. Like DeJuan Harris has had such a great career at Kansas. Maybe the best defender he and Kevin McCuller since Marcus Garrett was a Jayhawk.
He was the Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year, a kid who had originally signed with Missouri State. Step back, and that one off the mark from Ames. That 11-second differential shot clock and game clock. Harris has it as they spread it out. And they turn it over. Carter lost a handle. Perry fires. Brown rebounds.
Took that too early.
Adams. And the left-handed shot from McCuller wouldn't fall. Out of bounds. K-State basketball. Wow. So they, Kevin McCuller not able to hit. Baseball pass. McNair. And that shot short. And the first half comes to a close with Kansas leading it by 2. A.J. Adams went down hard, but he's back up.
Lost a shoe as well.
Well, that happened to him a couple of times on Saturday at home against Houston. (32-30) our score at the half. Let's send it over to Chris Button.
Bill, coming off a game where you guys shot lights out, what have you thought of the offensive performance so far?
Well, they're doing a good job guarding us and playing more athletic than we are right now. We're lucky to be up 2. We didn't play very well.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Being fronted, and they didn't throw good passes. I think he's got to dominate the paint in this second half. That's got to be a focus for Kansas. And for Kansas State, hey, look, they've had 4 games in a row where they've had difficulties in their starts, turnovers, fouls. That wasn't the case in this first half, but they've got to be a little bit sharper on the offensive end. Better shots, not turning the ball over. It wasn't a ton of turnovers, but Kansas scored off them. It's 11-4 in points off turnovers, and that's got to be reversed for Kansas State in the second half.
First half stats as you look at them, and they're brought to you by Target. As we get ready for second half action, let's send it over to Chris Button.
Talking to me at halftime, really pleased with the poise and the grit that his team has played with. That's been the thing that he's been frustrated with, that it hasn't sustained an entire 40 minutes. He said defensively, we got to keep Kansas out of the paint and let their non-shooters force them to shoot.
Kansas basketball to open up the second half. Murphy has been quiet. Murphy from the corner. And a freshman off the mark.
There's that short roll where Adams is such a good passer. It looked like a walk before that.
Offensive foul on Kaluma.
And not surprisingly, it was DeJuan Harris drawing that offensive foul. He is such a smart defender. Not only a good athlete and capable athletically, but it's his mind that is next level.
Harris probing, feeds Dickinson, who flips it in.
Well, he had K.J. Adams on the right, Hunter Dickinson on the left, and made the right decision. The more Hunter Dickinson touches the ball in the paint, the better things will be for Kansas in the second half.
Harris, who leads the Big 12 in assists, averaging just a shade under 7 a game. Colbert And Kansas the other way, Furphy down the other end. Bramlage Coliseum here in Manhattan, Kansas. The Octagon of Doom. Last year was just that for the Jayhawks as they lost in overtime. McCuller buries a big three. And the lead is 7, largest lead of the night for the Jayhawks.
That was Nash-esque by DeJuan Harris. Basically jumping out of bounds to get that angle, keeping his dribble on that right-hand drive and finding McCuller. And boy, how much has Kevin McCuller improved with his perimeter shooting?
Perry not able to answer. Harris has it. Harris to McCuller. Lob Furphy. Puts it home.
Kansas State trying to keep that ball alive and knock it to a teammate. But what they really did was start the Kansas break. A 3-on-1. And a beautiful pass to Furphy for that finish. A teammate could pick it up. That really started the Kansas break. But how about DeJuan Harris? He has joined Aaron Miles, Kirk Heinrich, and Darnell Valentine with 600 career assists and 200 career steals. He's just had a remarkable career for the Jayhawks.
Harris, they list him at 6'2". He's got that 6'6" wingspan that really impacts things on the defensive end. Shot clock under 10. Gasson. Harris fighting for it, and they go possession arrow. It belongs to K-State.
And those are the kind of near turnovers. They lost the arrow over it, but that could have gone the other way. You know, bounce pass to McNair as he's rolling to the basket. It's just a tough catch for him to make if it's anywhere behind him.
1.7 on the shot clock. Kaluma to inbound. McNair catches, and that rattles out. And then Adams and Gasson get tied up.
The 4-on-4 game for a minute.
Dickinson spinning, left hand, wouldn't go, put back does.
A nice little up and under move to get back to that left hand. And he was just quicker to the ball on the miss. But the more Hunter Dickinson touches the ball in the paint, the better it is for Kansas, the more difficult it'll be for Kansas State's defense.
Well, they get the foul on Harris reaching from behind.
Nice play run just to get that shot off, but KJ Adams just runs Gasson, runs them both out of bounds.
Their feet got tangled up. Takes a lot to take him down. Every day is leg day for KJ Adams, right?
Jerome Tang trying to get in the ear of one of the officials saying Cam Carter's getting held off that screen.
Kaluma, the scoop off the window for 2.
Anytime he drives, he has such long strides. He can slow himself down with those long strides and still get to the basket. He can also Euro step off that.
Two-man game, Adams and McCuller, and that one wouldn't go for Adams.
Tyler Perry needs to get untracked in this second half. He's a second half scorer.
As if on cue, Perry had 19 on Saturday, all 19 in the second half.
I can't recall a player and a big-time scorer. And Perry has scored over 2,000 points in his career, transferred in from North Texas, where he said 73% of his points come in the second half. It's crazy. How did that not go in?
Halfway down and out, Kansas by 6.
Can't go under.
And Perry able to knock it down.
Anytime you go under a screen, he's shooting behind it. And he is smaller. You have to stay with him. And if he drives to the basket, you have help to bother him.
K-State with an 8-0 run. And they're within 3. Forced to inbound. Gasson guarding. Lob. And Adams had a great look at it. He was just a little short. Couldn't convert.
Well, you hardly ever see Kansas miss those.
Carter and one. He'll go to the line.
And gets the bucket. The three-level scorer. He can do it off the drive. He's got an excellent mid-range game. And a good three-point shooter. I think he's a better shooter than his numbers indicate this season. 32% from three, but he's a much better shooter than that.
We are all tied up, and the crowd has come to life. Dickinson gets blocked.
A great help by Gasson.
Carter wide open. That one off. And McCuller able to track it down.
Carter knew he missed it right away. As soon as he hit the deck, he was going for it.
Adams off the McCuller feed. That ends an 11-0 K-State run. Kansas retakes the lead.
KJ Adams is so good in that action, whether it's a short roll or just the pop to that short roll area. That little push shot he has is so accurate. Good pass.
Inside, and the stuff for Gasson. Dickinson. And that rims out.
That's one for his last 16 from three.
Carter's three wouldn't fall.
I don't know why you take that. Didn't make the Kansas defense do anything. Just launched up that shot with a little late pressure, and that started a Kansas break. Almost necessitated the foul by Carter.
Foul on Carter, his second. Tied up 43 apiece.
Kansas so good at executing and out of bounds underneath, but now they're going to get it on the side. The foul was committed just above the free throw line.
McCuller jumper from the free throw line. That wouldn't fall.
A really good job by McNair to block out Dickinson, keep that ball alive, so Dickinson couldn't get it.
Kaluma being harassed. Dickinson steals it away. McCuller puts his head down, and he gets fouled. Kevin McCuller will go to the line and shoot two.
Boy, what a poor pass by Arthur Kaluma. KJ Adams did a fantastic job in help defense of stopping him turning the corner. But Kaluma would have been better off getting a 5-second call. At least he played 5-on-5 then. But there was no way that pass was going to reach his destination.
McCuller at the line. He leads the Big 12 in free throws made and attempted. Missing the first. NBA Wednesday on ESPN. 7:30 Eastern. Warriors and Sixers. 10 Eastern. Pelicans and Clippers. NBA Countdown tips off the night at 7 Eastern. McCuller misses them both.
You know, Boog, this is an interesting mindset game for Kansas. They come off a great win against an outstanding Houston team in Allen Fieldhouse. Then on Saturday, they play Baylor. And this game sandwiched in between. And we've seen how difficult it is to win on the road in this league. But talk about having to dig deep to come into Manhattan and try to get this win.
Gasson steps through. Dickinson pulls down the rebound. And Dickinson rolls it home.
Well, you know he's going to try to get back to that right shoulder, and he's just got such a size advantage. Not a height advantage, but he's stronger than Gasson in that low post. And one-on-one in the post is the toughest thing to guard in basketball, in my view. A double drag up top for Kansas State. Perry being guarded by McCuller. That's a lot of size to have to go against.
There, shot clock's under 10. Carter blows past Jackson off the glass, and he's fouled. Carter will shoot 2. And Kansas, what do you expect?
I expect Allen Fieldhouse to be lit. I mean, that is the best venue in all of college basketball. Good popcorn, too. All right. It's not quite the ice cream you get at Rupp, but it's good.
Last Saturday against Houston, about as loud as I've heard any building. 45 apiece.
I like that little 1-2-2 3/4 court press. It took some time off the clock. You have to guard for less time in the front court.
McCuller can't hit. It's Carter. And now Perry, and they'll set it up.
Arthur Kaluma needs to be aggressive here.
Here's Kaluma. He shoots. And McCuller pulls down the rebound. Kevin McCuller, excellent rebound. Full head of steam.
That's good basket.
Score the goal?
Yeah, they called it. Yep. When I said Kaluma needs to be aggressive, I wasn't thinking just pull up for a 3, but get to the rim. It was a good contest, but the ball hit the backboard.
McCuller the deuce, and Kansas by 2. 11 to go here in the second half.
Walk.
The turnover. 9th turnover on Kansas State.
Hunter Dickinson checking back in, and Jerome Tang spent a good portion of that last timeout talking to his team about how to defend him. He said we can't allow him just to stand there and post up underneath the bucket. If we're doing that, we're not doing our job. We have to be able to keep his feet moving.
Well, one of the problems, little zone right now, a 1-3-1 for Kansas State. But one of the problems there, Chris, is when Kansas reverses the ball, you can get caught on one side or the other because he's so good at sealing. You really have to have great pressure on the ball to take away vision for the passer to see in.
Carter over Dickinson and puts it in.
But how about that with the left hand going away from the basket to nail that shot off the glass? That's big time by Cam Carter. Carter in transition, just a little crossover, and over Hunter Dickinson, going more toward the sideline than he is toward the basket, and still got it to go. Never took his eyes off the rim. Now the official's going to take a look. Looked like Gasson took one in the chops. They're going to see exactly how he got hit, and Jerome Tang wasn't happy about it.
I'm with you.
But we don't have say.
And we're also not the ones getting hit in the nose.
Yeah, they're still gonna talk about it. And get Tony Padilla to take a look at it, get a third set of eyes on it. Now let's see when they use the microphone whether there's
all right, there is nothing on the play, incidental contact.
There you go. More from the diaphragm there, Kip Kissinger. Very nicely done. Voice lessons are in his future.
I think, yeah, I mean, he's had some really strong announcements with presence, and then a couple others that have felt a little rushed.
I want to see the referees when they say the call is confirmed, to say you're welcome. Or right again. Yep. We were right again.
Right again.
Take that, Internet.
47 apiece as we close in on 10 to go here from Bramlage Coliseum. John Shelby, Jay Billis, Chris Budden. Sunflower showdown. McCuller gets inside and he draws the foul.
Just good action side to side to get Kevin McCuller turning the corner and getting to the basket. They move the defense and then they attack it. And that's always been the case under Bill Self. He puts you in help, and then they attack the help. And I don't think, wow. Well, Kansas, is that 3 misses in a row now for McCuller?
Yep.
Yep. Kansas, there's so many coaches do a great job, and nobody does a better job of getting his team a shot than Bill Self.
McCuller knocks that one down. The Big 12's leading scorer with 13 in the game. Murphy knocked that one off of Perry. It'll be Kansas ball.
Well, KJ Adams wasn't even really guarding Gasson, and then helped out on Tyler Perry. Perry had Gasson open, but just couldn't complete the pass. Kansas needs to get the ball in the middle and on the baseline against this zone defense. There's the middle.
Dickinson jumper, got it.
How good is his touch? And such a good passer.
And Gasson draws the bump.
Hunter Dickinson, it's not easy to operate in the middle of his zone. And Dickinson catches it, surveys it, and knocks down that left-handed jumper. He's got a great feel to score.
Kansas by 3. Carter swings McNair.
Kansas State just not getting much movement offensively, and that allows Kansas to load up their help side defense.
Pass deflected. Murphy went after it, and I think they got Kaluma the foul, knocking the freshman to the floor. They did.
No, that's not a bad foul after the turnover, because it keeps Kansas from getting. Of the ball, just not a very good pass.
50-47. One of the things these teams share in common, the 3 is not a big part of either team's MO. Kansas shoots and makes the fewest in the league, and Kansas State the lowest percentage in the league.
Well, Kansas does such a great job from 2. I mean, they're the top field goal percentage team in the Big 12 and the top 2 in the country, largely because they moved the ball and attacked the basket.
Ames almost came up with a conversion. Edey will go to the line. He'll shoot 2. A foul on Murphy. That's his 3rd.
That's an area where Kansas State can attack, in that slot area. More middle of the floor action, because it helps, it eliminates help defense. It's really hard to help when the ball's in the middle of the floor, in that slot area between the lane lines.
Ames not able to convert on the first free throw. Edey Ames, the freshman from Chicago. He's a pretty good guard from Chicago more than a decade ago. Jacob Pullen.
What a great player Jacob Pullen is. Still playing overseas.
Yeah, playing in Italy.
You have to think they're going to look inside to Dickinson.
I think they just got Edey Ames on a foul. That's his first. Team foul number 6. Kansas with 5 team fouls.
You always want to watch KJ Adams getting to the rim.
Dickinson a 3. Carter had it knocked away off his leg, out of bounds. Kansas ball.
A great play by DeJuan Harris. McNair had Hunter Dickinson screened out with that early post, and that should have been an easy layup, but a fantastic job reaching around the body with that left hand to knock it away and force the turnover.
There are those long arms we told you about from DeJuan Harris Jr.
Long arms and precise timing in hands. With high-low action.
Adams off the feed and not able to convert. Dickinson with a good pass that time. KJ Adams just couldn't finish. McNair absorbing the contact and the shot block. Kansas by 2, under 7.5 to go. Dickinson almost got it with the tip. Instead, it bounces off. K-State basketball, a chance to take the lead with a 3.
Well, the Wildcats have worked so hard to limit what Kansas can complete around the basket. So far, it's been advantage Kansas State.
Good hands by Dickinson. Remember, this matchup went to overtime last year here in Manhattan, and K-State won it. And a high-arcing shot out of bounds from Perry. Timeout on the court, and we will take it with them. The number 4 team in the country in a dogfight on the road, up 2. Kansas with the ball, up by 2.
Kansas making a couple lineup changes. Parker Brown into the game for Hunter Dickinson, trying to get the big guy a little bit of rest.
K-State's done a good job on Murphy. Harris off the glass and in.
Really good patience by Kansas to run their offense. That was basically the third side of the floor. When you move the ball side to side to side, you're going to get a breakdown.
Hassan inside, and a foul on KJ Adams. And that'll be his 3rd. And Hunter Dickinson will check in for Parker Brown.
Yeah, Kansas State over the last 4 games really hasn't gotten, including this one, haven't got a clean look and out of bounds underneath. They get trapped in the corner. Small guy, 2 guys on him. Tyler Perry catches in the corner. There's nowhere to go. Wow. That was a cylinder foul. So they're saying that Hunter Dickinson's crowding him in the cylinder. It's a tough one for Kansas.
So Dickinson, Murphy, and Adams all with 3. A guy next to, did you see him next to Bill Self?
No.
It was you.
Oh, me? No. Makes him look even better. Yeah, I don't know about that. That was a tough call for Hunter Dickinson. That looked like a good trap. Kansas State's just found it difficult to run their out of bounds underneath to get a shot. They're just trying to get it in.
Perry knocks it down. He's been their warrior. Played all 20 minutes first half. Tyler Perry leads the league at 36 minutes a game. Murphy. Great look at it. Kaluma to Gasson, out of bounds, and it'll stay with Kansas State.
They're saying DeJuan Harris got a hand on it. He's twirling his finger saying, look at it. Not quite there yet. Yeah, he never touched it. Never touched it.
That's a break for Kansas State.
But KJ Adams set just a fantastic screen to free up Murphy on the other end.
Kaluma gathers it in, and the contact. Did they get Adams? If they did, that's his 4th.
That's where those long strides and sort of the slower drive to the basket was a benefit to Kaluma. Shot fake, got McCuller off his feet, and then went into the body of Adams. Adams saying, hey, I was straight up and down. I mean, what do you want me to do?
So 4 on Adams, Bears watching. 2-point game, Kaluma at the line. Kaluma knocks it down. 12th tie of the game.
See if Kansas runs something here. Maybe a wide pin down for Kevin McCuller.
Bringing the noise at Bramlage. McCuller looking for some help. Had it rejected.
Kansas State really protects the rim well. A good shot blocking team, even better than last year. They already have more block shots this year than all of last year.
Perry
hit.
And he'll shoot 3.
That just was not a good foul by DeJuan Harris. You want to put some late pressure. He was trailing it, but the official saying he caught him on the head as he was putting it up.
Three free throws for Tyler Perry, who's a 91% free throw shooter.
This report is specifically for Boog Shambi, my shoe guy.
Oh.
We got jokers on both sides. One side's on the card. The other side is the Joker from Batman. I asked him why. He said, because it's my favorite villain.
Well, there you go.
I would put the Joker up there with my favorite villain, but I'm more of a Cesar Romero Joker. Back in the old Batman TV show.
Absolutely. He was a good villain for a big guy. K-State by 3. Dickinson gathers it back in and puts it off the glass and in.
Boy, just a beautiful pass by Kevin McCuller. He curled right off of Hunter Dickinson, then threw it over the top to him.
Perry weaving through traffic, and Cam Carter knocks it down. "30-second timeout."
11 of 12 in the second half for the Wildcats from the free throw line. Kansas just 1 of 4, and keep teams off the foul line has been a real emphasis for Kansas State.
Inside, McCuller missed. Dickinson's tip wouldn't fall, but he's fouled, and Hunter Dickinson will go to the line and shoot 2.
Scott Van Pelt mentioned in the Super Bowl, maybe the only thing that Kansas State and Kansas fans agree upon right now is the Chiefs.
Yeah. Got it. Knocks down the first. Dickinson, the Michigan transfer, the second leading scorer in the league.
And second leading scorer on his team, Kevin McCuller.
McCuller and Dickinson, the top scoring duo in the Bill Self era, as they average a shade under 39 points a game. That's together.
It's really amazing. The Big Four for Kansas, each of them leads the Big 12 in a category. Ron Harris leads in assists, McCuller in scoring, Dickinson in rebounding, and KJ Adams in field goal percentage. That is remarkable.
Ball. Carter picks it up, lost the handle. Now Perry give off Colbert. And Dickinson with a crucial rebound. Kansas with the ball down 2.
Just a lot of mishandling of the ball out there for Kansas State that resulted in a shot. I'm not even sure that Colbert had control of that ball when he let it go.
Feed inside Dickinson. Lost the handle, had it knocked away.
Brought it down. Tyler Perry was right there to take it.
Kaluma. And that missed everything. Out of bounds, K-State basketball.
Hunter Dickinson got a really good pass that was leading him into his move, but when he brought the ball down, that allowed Tyler Perry to knock it away with that right hand.
K-State to inbound on the baseline underneath. Kaluma.
They catch it right there. It's an automatic trap.
Hassan gets into the paint, kicks out Carter. Carter's pull up when good. It does. And it was Kaluma.
What a great shot fake and drive by Cam Carter.
Harris to Adams, who buries that one.
He is just money on that short roll. Money. That's double figures now for KJ Adams. He's got 11 points. He's got 4 steals in this game. That's a career high.
Pass off the glass. McCuller, they got numbers. Harris up ahead. Off the window and in. And Harris with the bucket, and we're tied up at 60 apiece.
That pass by Kaluma. And it hit the backboard. That pass started the fast break for Kansas, and a fantastic finish by DeJuan Harris using the other side of the rim.
13th tie. We've had 8 lead changes. Under 2 to go here. This battle in the Big 12. And there's a steal by Harris. Over to McCuller. Puts it home. And Kansas has the lead.
Turnovers are killing Kansas State. The points off turnovers, you talk about a difference in the game. That has been the difference in this game.
Back in 30 seconds. Jay
Doing a good job defensively, but Kansas State needs to do a much better job of valuing the ball.
A 6-0 Kansas run in the last 107. And again, the Jayhawks with 19 points off turnovers in this one.
The question is now, Boog, how does Kansas State respond? You know, they've taken a punch, and Kansas has taken advantage of some Kansas State miscues. But they're down a bucket with 1:36 to go in regulation. And this is a gut check for Kansas State playing at home with an opportunity to beat the number 4 team in the country and turn things around.
Closing it on 90 seconds to go.
Good fake.
Perry gets inside, almost lost it. McNair.
Oh,
And I think Dickinson tipped it in.
well, Tyler Perry was right there, so he's going to get the tip in. 5'11" going after that ball.
.62 apiece here at Bramlage.
A step-up screen by Hunter Dickinson.
Kaluma takes it away.
Gave him a timeout.
Timeout, Kansas State. We'll keep it here. 49.3 to go.
Now the officials are huddling up.
Tony Padilla.
Yeah, so they gave him the timeout. It's Kansas State ball. Because he can't call timeout unless he got possession.
basketball coming your way tomorrow. Clemson and number 3 North Carolina, Texas Tech and Baylor at 9 Eastern. Of course, our Sonic Blockbuster coming up on Saturday. It'll be these Jayhawks taking on the Baylor Bears in Lawrence. 62 apiece. And this joint has been jumping from the opening tip.
It's been awesome. What a great environment for basketball. Kansas State did that timeout. I'm sure they were talking about use a pass fake, because Kansas has been getting their hands on a lot of Kansas State passes over the last several minutes.
Kaluma gives off Perry. Shot clock winding down. Now it's under 10. Perry has it. Gasson. Kick out. Carter.
Got a piece of it.
Inside Kaluma. And he puts it home. Timeout, Kansas. Kaluma, right place, right time. The great transfer comes up with a huge bucket.
Kevin McCuller got a piece of this, and anytime a shot is short, it's advantage to the offensive rebounders because they have the luxury of following the flight of the ball. Usually the defense is turning to block out, and they're expecting the ball to hit the rim. Johnny Furphy couldn't get a body on Arthur Kaluma, and the fact that it was short was helpful to Kansas State's offensive rebounders.
Yeah, Kaluma in the right spot. That bucket giving K-State the lead. Kaluma with 11. Tyler Perry and Cam Carter each with 18 to lead the Wildcats.
And there is nobody better in basketball at getting a shot out of a timeout than Bill Self in Kansas. The question is, can Kansas State defend it?
Where do you see him going here?
I think it's got to go to Dickinson. But whatever it is, Kansas wants to try to move the ball and get downhill. But oftentimes you'll see him run a little fade in the corner. It could also be a lob. KJ Adams is always a lob threat in these situations.
Ball in the capable hands of DeJuan Harris. Feed to Adams and the flush.
Just a simple middle ball screen in the middle of the floor. No help was there. Now Kansas State with a chance to win it.
Perry probing, looking, off balance shot. McCuller heaves it. And we're going to overtime for the second straight year. The Sunflower Showdown here in Manhattan goes to an extra 5. 64 apiece. End of regulation. Back in 30 seconds to Manhattan, Kansas. Went to overtime a year ago right here at K-State, and they lost. Kansas basketball 64 apiece into the extra session.
Good job by Arthur Kaluma to ice that side action and keep it there.
Adams, Dickinson, his shot wouldn't fall. Murphy goes over the back and is called for the foul.
Goes over the top of Kaluma. Actually, it wasn't Kaluma. It was Carter.
4 on Furphy. Now remember, Adams has 4, Dickinson with 3, so foul trouble is an issue for Bill Self's group. Carter at the line. Cam Carter 83% this year. Short with the first.
free throw lines where Kansas State did a good bit of the damage in the second half.
Overall 12 of 19 from the line for Jerome Tang's group. K-State a 1-point advantage. Some blood on Hunter Dickinson. They're gonna
Might not be his. He got a little cut on his right elbow underneath.
Now, this has been a dogfight here in Manhattan. And I think McNair with blood on his jersey. Yeah.
Charlie Dickinson's.
Yeah.
That's where you say to the referee, see, he's been elbowing me. I have conclusive proof. It's CSI Manhattan. That's a pretty good stain remover.
I gotta get my hands on that. That is unreal. Look at that. I mean, in real time. Your whites will stay white with that stuff. Sports Center brought to you by that stuff. Dickinson, who got his elbow cleaned up and now getting worked on again.
Dickinson with another double-double. 19 points, 11 rebounds.
He averages a double-double. And he's got 13 of them this year. 44th career double-double.
Just a workhorse.
Kansas down a point. Harris using Adams. And now the toss out to Furphy. Flips it up and in. DeJuan Harris gives Kansas the lead.
Well, he just put the brakes on that drive in the middle of the lane. It looked like he was going to have to take that on the run.
So steady, such a good decision maker.
McCuller doing a great job chasing around Tyler Perry. That size on him is really going to be difficult to get a good shot off.
Kaluma with the shot clock winding down. A little bit strong. Out of bounds, Kansas basketball.
Good job by Johnny Furphy to force that fadeaway when he's trying to back him down. But watch how he stops on a dime right here and goes up in the middle of the lane rather than his momentum taking him away from the basket.
Seemingly always under control, DeJuan Harris. Kansas with the ball, up by a point.
Well, they were looking inside to Dickinson, but Kaluma with his length putting good pressure on McCuller.
McCuller, jumper, a little bit strong. Dickinson rebound, put back wouldn't go.
Phil Self asking for a foul, saying there was contact there.
66-65. It's been a great atmosphere inside the Octagon of Doom here tonight. Perry now with Furphy on him. McNair looking for some space. Got to shoot. Perry. Oh! What a shot. Tyler Perry spins it home.
How did he make that?
Harris at the basket. Furphy, shot blocked. Adams, shot clock winding down. McCuller. Kansas State with the rebound.
Well, Tyler Perry got taken out by a screen by Hunter Dickinson. Just taken out. make him think that the second half is the first. What a great second half player.
The transfer from North Texas.
This feels like a huge possession offensively for Kansas State.
Perry got it. Oh! Timeout, Kansas.
Really good execution by Kansas. I wouldn't be surprised to see him run something for a three here as well.
Down by 4.
In zone now.
Dickinson, nice and easy as he flips that one in, and Dickinson now at 21.
So good on those duck-ins, getting right into the chest of the defender and then getting an angle to the basket. And the zone meant that there wasn't going to be a lot of pressure on the passer.
Let's see who they get the foul
on Dickinson.
And on Dickinson, and that's his 4th.
Tyler Perry came up to set a screen on Dickinson. Little on big screen, and Dickinson just ran him over. Watch this little step up so they could get McNair down in the low post, and Dickinson just plowed through him.
Perry knocks it down. Tyler Perry, what a ball game for him. An elite level free throw shooter. He's been perfect from the stripe in this one. He's got 20 of them since the break.
I think Kevin McCuller stepped out of bounds when he caught that ball.
Yep.
He got a little fade screen. Watch Dickinson set the screen, and then he goes to drive and just puts his left foot out to get some traction and get going, and he stepped out of bounds. They're going to take a look at it, but I guess they can only, Kansas can only hope that his heel was above the ground here.
By rule, under 2 minutes, we're reviewing out of bounds.
Watch his left foot. Did it go out, or was it just hovering over? Now, unless it's conclusive video evidence, they're going to stick with the call. But it certainly looked like it could have been hovering over there. I don't know, that's hard to believe that there's no part of his foot touching out of bounds. I think he was out.
After review, the play is confirmed.
Correct again.
K-State basketball, and the Wildcats up by 4. Sports Center with SVP coming up at the conclusion of this one. Another good one here in the Big 12. What else is new? Sunflower Showdown. And for the second straight year in Manhattan, the game going to overtime. Last year, it was K-State prevailing in OT.
Kansas going to throw some full court pressure on Kansas State, a team that's had some issues with turnovers.
Kaluma gets it in. Oh! Kansas steals it. Harris had it blocked. Wow.
And they got the foul. But that's Kansas State just not able to take care of the ball. Could have been turned over there, then Perry must have been thinking, I got to get this over.
So here's Harris down. 73% makes the first. Well, Jay, at the outset of our telecast, you talked about the key for Kansas State would be taking care of the basketball, and it's been an issue for them. 16 turnovers.
And it's been the points off those turnovers that are killer. They'd be better off just throwing the ball out of bounds. The live ball turnovers have been crushing.
20 points off turnovers for Kansas. Harris makes them both. It's a 2-point game. Remember, Furphy's got 4 fouls.
Hunter Dickinson back into the ball game, a little offense-defense switch, so he didn't pick up another foul.
Cam Carter here with McCuller on him. Dickinson pops out. Kaluma looking for some help. Shot clock winding down. Carter steps back. McCuller rebound. Pushed to the floor. Wow. And McCuller will head to the other end.
They get Kaluma with that foul?
They did.
It's not a smart foul.
And that's his 4th. And a 1-and-1 spot down at the other end.
No, that was on Gassan.
Yeah.
They just miscalled that. Kaluma didn't touch anybody.
McCuller 83% on the season. Short. And a foul on Kansas. KJ Adams is fouled out. Bill Self is frustrated. The night is over for KJ Adams.
The contact didn't cause
The fall.
Kaluma to go down, but if there were 2 hands on the ball handler, that's an automatic call. I'm not sure whether Bill Self was more upset over that or something that happened on the free throw blockouts.
So Adams done with 5 fouls. And it's Kaluma with 18.4 to go at the line.
Kaluma shoots about 5 free throws a game and shoots 76% from the foul line, but he's not taken any bigger free throws than this season.
2 for 2 tonight. It is career 73%. The Creighton transfer from Glendale, Arizona, Arthur Kaluma. And this the biggie to turn it into a 2-possession game.
And if he makes this, if I were Kansas State, I'd put some full court pressure on Kansas just to try to slow the advance. And Nick Timberlake in the ball game for Kansas, good 3-point shooter. They've got Furphy that can shoot it.
Got them both. K-State by 4. Harris off the glass. Rebound, Kansas State. Harry is fouled. And the Wildcats looking to put the finishing touches on a Sunflower Showdown win.
It has been a gutsy second half performance, but especially the overtime.
Jerome Kang's group last year in overtime. It was Keontae Johnson with under 25 seconds left, the big bucket. K-State was down by as many as 11 in the second half. Perry not able to hit that one. Another Dickinson who fouled out.
Jerome Tang wants a timeout, 30-second timeout to talk about how to handle the last 6 seconds of overtime. Basically, it's no fouls, no threes. Right now, they're telling the fans, stay in the stands. We expect to win. Remember what Jerome Tang said after last year? It says you should celebrate us winning, not who we beat.
Yep, not about who we just beat. And they got their work cut out for them on Saturday as they head to the Marriott Center to take on BYU.
Well, it just shows it is so hard in this league. It seems harder than ever to get a road win. It's always been difficult, but this year the numbers seem to prove it, especially for top 10 teams going against unranked teams. We've never seen anything like this.
Amari McDowell inbounds. Fires one up. Off the mark. And Kansas State knocks off Kansas in Manhattan for the second straight year. In overtime, the final 75-70. Kansas State over Kansas. And time now for our player of the game, and it's brought to you by Phillips 66, and that young